Well, Bran, according to state health officials, one person caught this new strain of the COVID-19 virus while traveling to the state of New York, and the other person caught it while traveling to Ireland. Now, both of these individuals are between the ages of 15 to 25, and both are from New Haven County. Now, health officials say the two individuals developed symptoms within 3 to 4 days of returning from traveling. One person is still self-isolating while the other has completed their quarantine. Testing has confirmed that the two cases are unrelated from each other. Now, this is the same variant first discovered in the United Kingdom. The state public health laboratory began enhanced testing here in Connecticut last week to determine if that new strain was present in the state, which it now is. Governor Lamont says given the speed of this new strand of the virus, state officials presumed it was already in Connecticut even before this discovery.
What does that mean to us? It just means be even more careful. What it means is if you're standing 6 feet away from somebody for less than 15 minutes and you're not wearing your mask, the chance of you getting infected, if somebody nearby is infected, has just gone up. So it means to be even more cautious. The good news is when it comes to the vaccinations and ways we can prevent it, the mask is just as protective, and the vaccine is just as helpful. So that's good news.
And health officials say that this new strand of the virus is more highly transmissible than the original COVID-19 virus, but that the current vaccine should still be effective. We're live at the state capitol in Hartford. Nia Maldonado, Fox 61 News.